for me, retail aren't really that excited about bankers' coins or lending and borrowing protocols. They're not really that excited about those projects, but retail are excited about meme coins and about gaming coins.
Thank you so much for tuning in to the Investing Bros. I'm T. Shroom, and in this awesome interview with Crypto Archie, we talk about Caspa, we talk about some potential bearish pullbacks going into the new year, and Archie unloads 2 must-have cryptos under 500 million for your portfolio. And then, yes, of course, we talk about the new white paper that dropped for Hello Labs. If you are not subscribed to the Investing Bros, make sure that you do that, and also make sure that you smash the like button for me. Let's dive right into it and talk about Caspa. It's a name that's been taking the crypto space by storm. Folks who didn't know about it before this bull rally that we find ourselves in are kicking themselves for not doing more research on smaller cap gems.
Absolutely, man. So Caspa is a crypto which I've had a kind of strange relationship with, on and off, you could say. I've known about this one for around a year now. Initially, I was skeptical because this project is claiming to solve the trilemma. They're claiming to basically be an improved version of Bitcoin and potentially even an Ethereum killer as well, with smart contracts potentially coming in the future. So, as most people should be, I was skeptical when I first heard all of those ambitious, utopian visions with Casper. But then I went and researched it deeper rather than just looking at it on a surface level and hearing some of the things that Moon Boys had to say. I went and actually researched the white paper, researched the people behind it. Som Polinsky is the founder of Casper. He's very well known in the crypto space, cited in many white papers by the likes of Vitalik Buterin. He's a very well-known figure in cryptocurrency and blockchain technology, and he's known as the founder of BlockDAG. Most cryptos we know are blockchains,
Right.
whereas Caspa isn't a blockchain, it's a BlockDAG. So it kind of combines the benefits of blockchains with DAG technology, which is much faster due to the way how the blocks are actually formed. It sounds great on the surface, but when you actually go and research it, it is very good in fruition as well. It's a very fast and scalable crypto. And the main thing that I like about Casper is the fact that it's a 100% fair launch crypto. But for me, this is probably one of the most important things a cryptocurrency can have is the token allocation being favorable. And what I mean by that is whenever a crypto launches, they have to determine where are those tokens going to go. Are they going to go completely to the public? Are they going to go to insiders? Are they going to go to the team? Are they going to go to marketing, exchanges, all of these different things? And most cryptos have very bad token allocation, you could say, in terms of relating to Satoshi's vision of decentralization, right? Satoshi, when he founded Bitcoin, believed in decentralization as the number one thing. Whereas a lot of these other cryptos arguably do the contrary of that. Okay. Some of them still perform well, such as XRP, HBAR, some of these cryptos, but they're inherently not decentralized in terms of the token allocation. Whereas Caspa, 100% goes to the public. So people like you and I have the supply essentially, rather than the insiders, rather than the team, rather than the VCs, and all of these other things. And what that means is if you look at the chart here on my screen, you can see it's very much a steadily growing chart. And a lot of other cryptos, when they launch, you see a huge dump. And this is because Caspa basically launched at zero. It literally launched at zero. It had no pre-sale, no pre-allocation, no pre-mine, nothing like that. It absolutely launched at rock bottom, and it was completely fair and democratic. So anyone who liked Casper at the launch could have bought it. And obviously they're in huge gains now. So the chart for me looks amazing. Perception is reality, right? So if people believe that Casper solves the blockchain trilemma, it doesn't really matter what the reality is because the masses believe this. The reality is most people in crypto have very little technical prowess. They don't really understand how crypto works. They don't really understand the intricacies of the technology. They just understand some buzzwords, right? Like DAG, proof of work, proof of stake, ERC20, smart contracts, all of these kind of buzzwords which people throw about. They don't actually understand the intricacies and the nuances with the technical side of things. And even I don't. I don't claim to be a technician. I don't claim to be a computer scientist. But
Sure.
at the end of the day, perception is reality. And if everyone believes Caspa is this innovative crypto that does solve the trilemma, which the general populace do believe that right now, then I would say that's the biggest thing in the world, right? People believe that Bitcoin is decentralized. People bought it. Bitcoin has the first mover advantage. Nothing will ever dethrone Bitcoin anytime soon. But I do believe Casper could work its way up into that top 5, into that top 10 this upcoming bull run. With Casper, you've got no Coinbase listing, no Binance listing,
Yeah.
and even some of the, you could call tier 2 exchanges, some of the well-known ones, crypto.coms, Geminis, those types of ones, Krakens, they still haven't even listed Casper. So there's a long, long way to go in terms of mass adoption. Casper compared to Cardano, right? There's many projects which went around the market cap levels of Cardano last bull run. You had obviously Cardano, you had Solana, you had Dogecoin, just to name a few, and maybe there's one or two others. But you had a bunch of cryptos get around that kind of 70 to 100 billion market cap range. I believe the benchmark each bull run is going to be higher, right? Last bull run, the kind of top 5 projects were around 70 to 100 billion. Maybe this time around, it's more like 100 to 150 billion, right? You expect it to grow each bull run. Here's the comparison with Dogecoin. So if it goes to Dogecoin's all-time high market cap of last bull run, you're getting around a 45x. If it goes to Cardano's all-time high of last bull run, you're getting a 48x. And the thing is, Cardano could still do more than a 50x this bull run, right? Cardano could be around 100 billion plus this time around.
Sure.
So, yeah, they're the types of gains that I'm looking at from right now. Maybe 30 to 50x is my personal target.
Sopolinsky has been cited in many white papers. You mentioned some of them. He's also been cited by Vitalik and Hoskinson in speeches. Caspa, if I'm not mistaken, went live in 2021. Sopolinsky and his partner have waited to release Caspa. Why do you think they waited so long? Why now? And why not wait another 3 years?
So for me, I think it was perfect timing to launch in the bear market. Maybe if it launched in the bull run, it would see, faster growth. But I don't think they're about quick bucks. These people who are running this project genuinely have a vision. They have a philosophy of decentralization and decentralized cash. I think it's very different to many of the other cryptos in the top 100 where the team are just looking to make quick money.
Something that we've been talking about here on the Investing Bros for a little while, which is essentially this is Caspa's chart. On the weekly, it does not go down below the midline of the Bollinger Band very much at all. Okay, this is going back to the beginning of 2023 and beyond. The Bollinger Band data comes in here around February of 2023. Okay, so it's a new coin, right? So there's only limited data. But it has not really spent much time other than back here in June, right? It did get a sell-off back here and come back down below that Bollinger Band. But if you look at Ethereum on a similar scale, right, 2023 starting back here, Ethereum has spent a lot of time below the midline of the Bollinger Band. Back here in that dip of June, it came back down. It wicked quite a bit lower past that Bollinger Band before coming up, rejecting, and coming back down, and even going down below the lower band of the Bollinger Band. But if you compare it to Caspa, this just looks like so much more strength, confidence in those who have bought and are holding the name. I personally believe Sopolinsky could potentially be kind of the next Hoskinson, the next Vitalik name, if Caspa can indeed get into that top 10 or even top 5 status here in the next bull market. Well, that is the upside. Let's talk a little bit about what could happen here for the optimist in me to buy more crypto lower, right? And the pessimist, you might be watching at home, the bear case here going forward into Q4, right? We're almost halfway through November, heading into December. What are some things that could happen that could bring Bitcoin back down to around 30,000 per coin, maybe even lower? And, what are you watching on your radar so that you can fill up your bags at lower prices?
I personally don't believe that we will see Bitcoin below 30K again. And I know that's a bold statement to some people, but I think Bitcoin is very strong right now in terms of the charts. A lot of people are pointing towards the fact that we've had the bear market now, and Bitcoin has just absolutely pumped, and it doesn't even really look like it's having a correction right now. It's just continuing to consolidate around $37,000. Now, 38K is going to be a difficult level to pass,
Yeah.
but I do believe we will probably see a retest of 32K, and that's the lowest in my opinion. Now, I'm happy to be wrong, but I'm more bullish than bearish on Bitcoin, and I have been since pretty much the bottom when the whole FTX situation was going on. I thought that was
Yeah.
the end. That was the kind of limit. But for me, the only thing that could really take us below 30K would be a black swan event, in my opinion. Now, of course, the nature of a black swan event is you can't see it coming. But I like to just look at the probabilities rather than possibilities. And for me, most likely, Bitcoin is heading very bullish into the next year. We will see a correction at some point. That's just inevitable. But the question is, are we going to move up more before we see the correction? And how big of a correction will there be? I
Right.
don't think anything below 30K, 32K is probably going to be the next level that we hit. And that would be very healthy if we hit that. And yeah, we're getting closer to the halving. So, that's going to be the bull run catalyst. We're not that far away from that. So
Yeah.
time is ticking. If there's going to be a dip, it's going to have to be a fast dip. And the only
Yeah.
thing I could see doing that would be a black swan event, which is unlikely in my eyes.
Yeah, and I tend to agree with you, Archie. I think that there'll be some kind of FUD out there that'll convince the market to move a little lower. But I think a lot of people have this mentality of I want to buy lower, right? And so what does that mean? It's probably not going to go too much lower because as soon as it does, buy bids just flood the market and push price higher, not lower. Obviously, if the ETFs get rejected, that would be huge. With that said, Bloomberg is still rating the percentage of the ETFs being passed, the spot ETFs, at 90%. So it's like the bears are waiting for that 10%, right, to happen. All right, I want to throw it over to you, Archie. I want to hear, what are your two big picks under $50 million for crypto going into the bull market here?
My first pick heading into the bull run is going to be a project called Mirria. This project for me is a potential Gala killer. Now, Gala, as everyone knows, is a household name in gaming crypto, but it's undergone huge issues recently. And for me, the absolute breaking point was the founders, going to court for alleged theft. I mean, you can't really get much worse than that, other than a full-on rug pull, a Sam Bankman-Fried or a Do Kwon type situation. For me personally, I've ditched Gala now, and I've been trying to find a replacement. I've got a few potentials. You've got Mirria, you've got Hello, you've got GFAL, which is another one. But I'm going to talk about Mirria specifically today because the price action, I think, is more favorable than GFAL. GFAL is quite similar to Mirria in some ways. It's a gaming hub. It's new. So I'm not going to talk about that one. I'm going to discuss Mirria purely on the basis that it's earlier on in its development than GFAL, in my opinion. So we look at the chart, it's still lower than its initial launch price. It's down 48% from its all-time high.
Wow.
It came out in April 2023, so it's very new, which is something which I look for in cryptos. We look at the exchanges it's on. You've got KuCoin, you've got OKX, which is a very well-established crypto exchange. You've got Gate.io, Mexi, and some others. So it's already getting the exchanges. The team is very credible. They've got some really good experience in Web2 gaming, loads of well-known companies they've worked at. A lot of people talk about the tokenomics of Mirria. They say, oh, but the circulating supply is bad. Now, the problem is this isn't updated. You need to go to Crypto Rank and actually look at the real circulating supply and look at the real dilution. And I believe it's going to be somewhere between 2 to 3x dilution, which isn't great. But if this project does like a 300x in market cap, and let's say it dilutes by 2x, that's still 150x on your money if people sell the tokens when they receive them. So, but all gaming tokens tend to have poor dilution rates. If we go and look at their website for Mirria, you can see it's a very well-designed website. It looks very serious. And one of the big things with Mirria is the fact that they've got nodes. That was one of the main things that drove the price of Gala. People were looking to get nodes. They wanted to make passive income through the ecosystem. And that's something which you can get with Mirria. I believe around $5,000, somewhere around that region, you can pick up a node. You look at their games, they haven't actually got any out yet, which some people say is a red flag, but for me, it's a huge potential opportunity. I always try and get into the cryptos in the speculative phase before all of the games are out. No one made millions buying a finished article business, right? Even in stocks, the people who make the money are the people who buy it in the speculative, uncertain phase, the ones who take the risks. You look at Amazon, for example, it was nowhere near a complete company when people were buying it all those years ago when it was a bookstore and it was a very, incomplete business. And you can say the same about loads of other things, even Tesla. They didn't really have as many cars out on the road. It wasn't a complete business. Some would say it's still not even a complete business. So, you don't make the 100x's buying the finished article. No one ever has, and no one ever will. So, for me, buying a project which hasn't got all the games released, where you can actually go and see the betas being played, you can see some gameplay footage. So, it's not as if you're just taking a huge gamble. For me, that's actually better because once they start releasing their games, that's when people will buy. You don't want to buy when the masses are buying. You want to buy before the masses are buying. They are looking to release their games in the next few months. I imagine once they do that, we talked about catalyst before. I imagine this is going to be a huge catalyst for the price action. It could do a 2 to 3x in price. And I'm actually going to discuss that with Hello as well in terms of the speculative phase because Hello, their TV series isn't out yet. You make the money buying it before the TV series is out, not afterwards, right? So quite a high risk project. I'm not saying it's safe. Here's Mirria and here is Gala. So if Mirria just goes to the market cap all-time high of Gala, you're talking around a 120 times on your money. So that just puts into consideration how early you are to this project.
Yeah.
Of course, Mirria could even do more gains than Gala. There's no guarantees that it will only go to Gala's market cap. It could even do higher than that because I believe this bull run is going to be absolutely driven with a huge emphasis on gaming tokens. I think it's going to be bigger than ever. I think it's going to be almost like a meme coin in terms of hype, but it's also something that people see that has utility. The problem with meme coins is they have all the hype but no utility, whereas gaming has that perfect in the middle Goldilocks zone, that perfect balance between the hype and the utility. So for me, retail aren't really that excited about bankers coins or lending and borrowing protocols. They're not really that excited about those projects, but retail are excited about meme coins and about gaming coins. And my personal target for Mirria is around 100x from here. I do believe it can do 100x. And that's the first project. The second project is even more degen, and it is a gaming project as well. And this project is called PlayZap. The ticker for it is PZP. I wouldn't necessarily FOMO into this right now because you can see the chart has been, in a huge upward trend. I was buying this thing down here at 4 cents, so it's obviously gone on to do a 10x or more, 12x or so in a couple months. So it's pumped a lot. So I'm not saying go and FOMO your money into this, but it's something to look for on a potential retracement. So, people are always looking for cryptos. This is a very solid crypto, but the price action maybe isn't favorable. With that said, it's only a 15 million market cap. And I always encourage people to look at the market cap rather than how much something is up. In terms of what this project is, it's, in my opinion, the best mobile gaming app in crypto out there. They've got an app on the App Store. They've got an app on the Google Play Store, both with extremely favorable reviews. I know a lot of my audience have actually got addicted to these games. So I feel kind of bad because I've talked about the project. People have gone and played the games and now they're playing them 2-3 hours a day. So I guess that shows that it's a good project, but I don't really want my audience being addicted to these games, But they recently put a post out saying they're going to be releasing 20 new games coming soon. They're also going to be making a PC application as well. So it's going to be cross-platform, which is one of the main things I look for in gaming projects. In my opinion, a very similar project to Nakamoto Games, which we talked about really early on. I'm sure I came on the channel, maybe like 6-12 months ago and talked about this one. And if you look at the growth for this one this year, It's gone to basically 100 million market cap. But for me, PlayZap is the next big thing. It's the next Nakamoto. It's got a good team behind it as well. One of their team members is a former employee of Miniclip,
Oh,
the
wow.
gaming company, which was responsible for some games like 8 Ball Pool. I've got it up on the screen here. You can see 8 Ball Pool, Agario, some really well-known games. He used to work on this company. So, the team is doxed. They're showing themselves. They've got good experience.
Mm-hmm.
It ticks all the boxes for me. The only thing maybe I would be a little bit cautious of is obviously it has just rallied a lot. Maybe hold off on buying right now because it's very overbought, you could say.
Mm-hmm.
But DCAing is never a bad strategy.
Yeah. Archie's just showing you the highlights, the icing on top of how these projects are positioning themselves to be competitive. But he's poured in hours and hours of making sure they're not scams. And also, you've looked at probably thousands of other gaming projects like these that were, or there's a good chance that they are scams. So I just want to point that out that, when Archie brings a project to the public here on YouTube or to his Patreon, subscribers, it's not like, oh, here's one that's nice and shiny and it has cool games. Like, these ones have cool games, they have a lot of potential, but they're also very unlikely to be scams. Thank you so much, Archie, for bringing us those two projects, Mirria and PlayZap. I did pick up some PlayZap and also some, you mentioned GFAL as well as Nakamoto games. I picked those up and I'm very happy that I did. Hello Labs has been a project that you've been talking about for a long time. And as we kind of wrap up, what about the white paper really stood out to you, Archie? And what are you very excited about for this token here, Hello Labs?
Yes, absolutely. So this is the project I've been bullish on for so long. People got fed up of how often I was discussing it every single day. But one of the things people were saying is they didn't have a white paper, and now they have one, and the project just got a whole lot more bullish. And the main thing I want to discuss here is the tokenomic side of the white paper. And I told you earlier about how so many cryptos have unfavorable token allocation.
Yeah.
The team have 50%, 40%, and the public sometimes even only have 2% of the entire supply,
Wow.
which obviously means the hands of so few control the price action of so many, which isn't good. It's not democratic. It's not decentralized. It's the very contrary of what Satoshi would have envisioned with cryptocurrency.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing that I really like is 62% of that entire supply goes to the community,
Wow.
which basically means me and you, the public. That's only 9% to the team, which is, in terms of gaming projects, in terms of entertainment projects, ridiculously good. I mean, I've seen even the projects I've discussed today, PlayZap and Mirria and GFAL, and even Naka, their token allocation is nowhere near this good, right? That's the major flaw with a lot of gaming coins is they're not that decentralized in terms of token allocation. So the way how I see gaming coins is like usually quite get in and get out, type of projects. You don't hold them throughout many cycles, where you could do that with Ethereum or Bitcoin or other projects. Gaming coins, you want to basically sell at the cyclical top. They're going to be putting an emphasis on finding even more avenues to explore in Web3. That was something that I hear a lot is this isn't it. We're going to be looking to do even more. This is a multifaceted cryptocurrency. It's not something that's just focused on a TV show, which is one of the common criticisms of this coin. It's something which is here to stay. They're going to be doing multiple seasons. Paul Castlin, the founder, says he's got over a 10-year plan with this. It's not just a get in and get out type of scheme.
Nice.
This is a very long-term project. Hello Labs has pumped, so I'm not going to go and say this is going to be 1,000x gem from here. But if it goes to those gala levels, 100x, 50 to 100x is still very much on the cards from right now.
Archie, it has been such a pleasure, man. And I think so many people in crypto have gotten burned throughout the previous bear markets, right? That they've just given up on trying to find, good projects to invest in, whether they just want to make a lot of money or whether they want to try to invest in an ecosystem that is trying to be, the next industry leader in their vertical. You've really opened the eyes of so many people, and I think that's what you do so well. You can find him on YouTube. This is what his account looks like here. 34,000 subscribers. That is awesome, dude. Big props to you. You can see, he's got tons of content, fresh content out every single week. without fail.
Like the video and subscribe to Investing Bros because it's a great community. You know, we've been doing collabs now for 10 months, something like that. It's been a while. So long may this collaboration continue, and I look forward to coming on again in the future when the bull run kicks off.
Hear, hear. We'll definitely make it happen, my man. Have a great rest of your day, and thank you so much for watching.